Hello there, and welcome to the Adventure Files. I'm your paranormal and Disney-obsessed travel agent, Amanda Rose. Here to vlog and blog travel tips, tricks, and everything in between. I'll feature paranormal and spooky travel, as well as hot topics on Disney travel and other customized trips. So let's get started. On our recent trip out to Orlando, we made a visit to Madame Tussauds Wax Museum at Icon Park. The Wax Museum is a popular tourist attraction with locations in many popular cities. Once inside the museum, you take a self-guided tour through the large span of wax figures. You start with historic and political figures. You can, of course, pose with the wax figures throughout your tour, but please do not touch. You can also pose in other types of photo ops, such as little cutouts. They have all sorts of things strewn throughout the museum to get your best Instagram or TikTok on. I started my photo ops off with sitting at the president's desk, pretending I was the next president of the United States. And my husband started his photo op with a little cutout of the "We want you" military Uncle Sam style famous photo that we're all familiar with. After the political figure section, you'll start making your way into an area that's kind of a mishmash of different iconic figures that we all know from history, starting with my man Walt Disney. I was so excited to see this wax figure right away and his little office setup. I had to try and pose just like him. I personally think I look silly, but it was fun to have this kind of iconic pose that we've all seen in Walt Disney. There's also famous figures like Betsy Ross working on the American flag. There's artists, and then we start getting into our sports figures. There were a lot of famous sports figures going on. I snapped a picture of my few favorites. I got a great one with Shaquille O'Neal. Personally, I would have preferred seeing him in his Lakers jersey because I am a Lakers girl at heart. But of course, Shaq is outfitted in his Orlando Magic uniform because we are in the Orlando location. After we've gone through those big sports figures, you're going to start moving into the bigger pop icons, specifically like the musicians are going to start coming up and the actors and actresses. And the entryway for this is actually the Queen of Pop herself, Miss Madonna. Her room is stroby fun. There are black lights and neon lights everywhere, and she's kind of like the center of attention. And you turn that corner, you're like, yep, here we go. This is the performance area. You see a good amount of all your favorite singers, musicians in this area. So me and my husband, of course, captured some pictures posing with a few of them. Right after the musicians section of the museum, you're going to start seeing your actors, actresses, and movie stars alike are going to be trickling on into the setting. I took a cute few snapshots of my favorite TV stars. Of course, had to get Sheldon Cooper in there. We love Big Bang Theory in this family. After the movie and TV show people, we of course come into what you just saw on the screen was the Lex Luthor kind of intro way. So you know what's coming up next is obviously those superheroes. In the museum, it is DC focused. So you don't have your Marvel stars, you don't have your Thor, you don't have your Spider-Man, but you do have Batman and Wonder Woman. That DC area was my husband's absolute favorite. He's a big DC fan. Batman is his favorite comic book character, whereas I'm more of the Marvel side. I'm a big Spider-Man, Iron Man kind of girl. So this section was really, really cool, even for a Marvel fan and a non-DC fan. But of course, I was turning every corner thinking, so where's the Hulk? The next section of the museum, I almost want to say it is the section of movie stars, but it's not. It's more like movie characters and like iconic movie scenes that everybody has grown to love over the years, no matter what generation you're in. Starting out with my girl, Audrey Hepburn, sitting in that iconic Breakfast at Tiffany's moment. You can even sit down right next to her in the chair and pose with your own photo and make you feel like you're right there in the Breakfast at Tiffany's movie. Moving through that section, you're also going to see characters that are not human characters, so not real life actors and actresses playing movie parts, but you'll see some dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. You'll see Bo from Kung Fu Panda and things like that. The kids really seem to love this section. We were behind a few families on the walk that were a few steps ahead of us, and the kids could not leave this area because they wanted to take pictures with everything. If you notice the picture of the T-Rex coming through the cage, you'll see me posing there with my arms kind of funky. If you ever see this pose in a picture, that is called T-Rex Auntie, and I do it to embarrass my nephew, who is, at the time of this video, 12 years old, but when he was itty bitty, I used to get him to do things by pretending to be a T-Rex. Now I do it to embarrass him, so of course, on a vacation, when I see a T-Rex, I have to do the T-Rex Auntie pose, send it to him just for him to say, "Oh my god, you are so weird." The tour ends with your big ticket movie stars, so I'm talking Zendaya, Emma Watson, and my personal favorite, Zac Efron. Once you conclude your tour, you exit out a side door of the museum and you can enter to your next section of Icon Park, which is full of things to do. If you're looking for an itinerary and set up for your next vacation and include Icon Park as an alternative to the Disney parks or the Universal parks, you can find all of my information at the link in my bio. Check out my Linktree for all of my social media pages and the contacts you need to contact me as a travel agent.